Thank you very much. I'm a big fan of Poland, especially Warsaw. Have traveled there twice in the past 8 months. First, I had my friend's 50th there, and then I came to see Imagine Dragon last August with my family. So I have had really good time in Warsaw, and now I'm really excited about this opportunity to collaborate with schools in Poland. So my name is Makke. I am the head of global partnership. Maybe it was already mentioned. At Eduten, I have a psychology background, so that's always my view when I look at things. Psychological approach. I also have a teaching degree, so I also have that background and looking at things from teaching background as well. And then for the past 6 years, I have helped schools around the world to start to use Finland Math and also our digital learning platform. Today here, I will just have a brief presentation about Finland Math and our pedagogy, what we try to apply or implement to different schools here in Finland, but also around the world. I will turn my screen on now. Let's do that first. Wait a minute. When I find the right thing. I'll turn the screen on here. Maybe that helps. Okay, wait a minute. Yes, now we're okay. Here we are. So little bit about our background. So I'm represent here company called Eduten, and our concept is Finland Math. Our pedagogy is called Finland Math. Originally, we come from university. So we started to do research about gamification, motivation, learning math already 20 years ago in one of the biggest universities here in Finland. It's called University of Turku, Finland. Some of you might have visited in Finland, and maybe you have visited in Turku. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. So there was one guy, researcher, who realized that we need to do something in order to motivate students in a new way to learn mathematics. He was thinking, he was a teacher and researcher at the University of Turku, Finland, and he was thinking that kids and students don't get motivated to do the hard work. We all know that if you want to learn mathematics, you need to do the hard work. If you want to be a really good runner, you cannot just watch TV and drink Coca-Cola. You need to do hard work. If you want to be good at mathematics, you need to do the hard work. I think here maybe you have experience, if you are parents, how kids nowadays, they like games. And that guy, his name is Mikko Jussi. He is professional nowadays. He realized that we need to renew learning mathematics. And he started to do research about gamification and also started to create new learning method. And that learning method nowadays is called Finland Math. And Finland Math based on university research, proper university research. So they started to do research in different countries, here in Finland as well, but in different countries as well. I will talk about the research later. Easiest way to use or put something, implement something from Finland, some part of Finnish pedagogy to, for example, the Poland, is to use Finland Math and Finland Math method, and also Finland Math digital learning platform. It's a gamified and artificial intelligence-based exercise platform. So basically, based on that, kids are playing learning games as a part of the normal math lesson. And the gamification is the way how we motivate them to do more hard work. And Eduten and Finland Math at the moment, it's the most popular digital learning platform here. Just a couple of other things about the background before I'll start to introduce the Finland Math pedagogy. As I said, we started to do research already 20 years ago, and everything based on research that we have put on Finland Math pedagogy. 3 years ago, or already 4 years ago, Finland Math and Eduten platform won the UNESCO prize. So UNESCO also recognized our method and digital learning platform as well, being the best digital method in the world. And 2 years ago, same happened by UNICEF. So UNICEF chose our method, Finland Math method, and digital learning platform to be the best learning method in the world. And at the moment, we are collaborating especially with UNICEF in many countries. For example, in Bhutan, Mongolia, Laos, and Uzbekistan as well. So that's our background. That's where we are coming from. A little bit about the research. So when you implement or create new education or new learning method here in Finland, we have one really important principle. We do research first. Even though we think that there is something that would be really nice for students, kids and students, something that would motivate them, we don't trust only our intuition. We also want to test it. So we want to do research. And not only case study. We come from university, so we do proper study. So proper study means that there is always students who use the method, and there are students who don't use the method. So-called treatment group and control group. So treatment group use our method, and control group don't use our method. Then we have before we start, we have pre-test, and after that we have post-test. And then we compare the results to each other. You might be familiar how, of course, you're educated, so you're familiar how research works. But that's how we do it. We do it properly. Here is one example. We have done more than 100 studies around the world about the learning impact of Finland Math. And for example, if you create some new features, for example, artificial intelligence is a big word at the moment. Everybody is talking about. You might have heard about ChatGPT. So at the moment, it's a big trend. But for example, for us, we don't just create new feature without measuring the learning impact. And we already started to develop artificial intelligence, for example, many years ago. And it's all based on research as well. We can see that when we personalized learning, when some students who are struggling, for example, with mathematics, when they get a little bit easier tasks, we have measured, and we know that the way how our artificial intelligence creates more easy task for them, they will learn better because they get experience of succeeding. If you are a math teacher, or if you teacher in general, or if you have kids, you know that mathematics is not always exciting, especially if you struggle with that. You need to get the experience of succeeding, getting good feeling that I can do this. And sometimes digital learning and artificial intelligence can help, because it can give you that kind of task that you get success. But here is one example from Lithuania. So some students use our platform, some students didn't use our platform. And after that, there was a post-test, and the result, learning impact result is here. So those students who learned or used our platform, their mathematics performance increased 39% more comparing to the control group who didn't use our math, our Finland math concept and platform. They had the same amount of math lesson every week, so it didn't based on the amount of math lessons. And then mathematics fluency increased even more comparing to the control group. At the moment, we just did last year big research in Mongolia, and just finished similar research in Uzbekistan and Laos and Bhutan as well. Actually, we will travel to Bhutan next week. I can tell you, really exciting, exciting country. I have never seen anything like that. If you one day want to travel somewhere, what is really different. But yeah, so that's about our research. Now, here is the beef of my talk. So what is Finland math? Pedagogy, where it's based on. What we try to achieve, what we try to implement with students and for our teaching. So everything started almost 20 years ago here in Finland. And at the moment, 70% of Finnish schools are using this, especially our digital platform. So the main thing what we try to achieve is that students are in the middle of the learning process. So we call it student-centered learning. And if you're thinking about teaching in a math lesson or in a classroom, quite often it's similar like what's happening at the moment. I'm talking, you are listening. Is that the best way to learn? Maybe it's the best way to share knowledge, my experience and knowledge to you. It's the quickest way, but it's not always the best way to learn. So sometimes I think the method, how the philosophy of education or the pedagogy is still a bit obsolete. It's a bit old-fashioned. It's based on the teacher teaching, talking, and the kids are listening. They are passive listeners. But especially nowadays, I don't know how is it in Poland, but in Finland we have a lot of ADHD kids. They cannot focus. So you need to let them to be the active part of the learner. So they need to be in the center, and it need to be more action-oriented approach. And I think most of you are already doing that in a classroom or in other environments where you support your teacher, your students. But that's what we try to develop all the time. How the learner is in the middle, how he is the active part of his or her own learning process. Then we come to personalized learning. It's a big word. At the moment, it's a big trend as well. And what it means. What is personalized learning? I pretty much already shared the basic of the personalized learning. So if you're thinking about math book, exercise book, how many different books you have in your classroom, in your students? There is only one. So the publisher, yeah, there might be 5 different, but all the students, they have the same book. So the publisher sells the same book. So all the students need to do the same exercises. Is that the best way to learn from student point of view? Some student is ahead. He or she is talented. Some is behind. She is struggling or he is struggling with mathematics. he doesn't have that good math DNA or like math skills, but the book is same. So the personalized learning is future teaching. It's future teaching in a way that when we are using, for example, digital learning, an AI-based, artificial intelligence-based platform, we can have different books. So we can have different exercises. And the idea is that all students get the best exercises for them in order to learn better. If you're a good learner, if you're good in mathematics, really talented, you get more difficult exercises. And you stay really motivated, because if exercises are too easy, then you lose your interest. Then those students who are struggling with mathematics might have learning difficulties. If exercises are too difficult for them, they lose their motivation because they don't get the feeling of success, feeling of learning something new. And that's why personalized learning is good, because then those kids stay motivated by getting easier tasks, and tasks that helps them to get to the next level or learn the next topic. Because sometimes, as you know, as experts, as teachers, you know that misconception. Misconception means that if you don't learn some topic or some concept of mathematics, you cannot learn the next thing. But when you follow the book, you already need to rush to the next topic. And especially then those poor students really get behind, and the gap between good and bad or poor students in your classroom gets bigger and bigger. Finland Math based on automation. So we have automated many things. For example, I know that a lot of you spend a lot of time by correcting exams and exercises. When you use automated digital platform where Finland Math based on, it means that you don't need to correct exams, you don't need to correct exercises, everything is automated. So then you have more time to be a Finland, or like, not Finland, but math coach. You can support your students, you have more time, you don't need to spend time on writing reports, or everything is automated. Then we are coming to growth mindset. And as I said, I have a psychology background. I have even written a book about growth mindset. So I'm one of the experts here in Finland in growth mindset. It's a psychological term and approach. Growth mindset means that when kids and students learn that it's okay to do mistakes, that actually learning by mistakes is really good way to learn, they are motivated, because they don't get scared of doing mistakes. They actually try, and if they do a mistake, they try again. And that's really important mindset in life in general. If you think about yourself, you do mistake all the time, but because you are adults, I think mostly you have growth mindset. So you are okay with that. You just try to learn from that. But not all kids are like that. So we need to try to help them, that it's okay to do mistake, then you try again. And for example, when you use digital learning platform, you can try the same exercise again. You don't need to use eraser, like what you do if you use exercise book. So growth mindset is important in order to become lifelong learner. Because things change all the time. For example, you might learn one occupation, but then it will get automated, and then you need to learn new occupation in the future. Growth mindset is the way that you just want to be lifelong learner. You do mistakes, you learn from them, you try different things for it, so on. And that's part of the Finland Math, what we try to teach for students, or improve their growth mindset. Then we come to Finland in general. You might have already talked today. I'm sorry that I couldn't stay here the whole day, but you might know that Finland is one of the happiest country. Actually, 7th time Finland was chosen to be the number one, the most happy country in the world. And one important thing what we try to do here is that we try to find nice balance between stress and stress-free learning. For example, I think all of us, we have good experience of learning in school when we went there, but we have bad experience as well. And I think testing is something that stress a lot of people. When you have a test or exam, you might even feel, when you wake up, you might even feel pressured. And I think we still pressure a lot of our students. We need some testing, but how can we do it in a way that it doesn't pressure students? We have a solution for that, and we try to implement that and make that better all the time. We call that stress-free learning. The best way is test them that students don't know that we are testing them. And when you use, for example, digital learning is a way to do it. You can do it in classroom. You can ask questions from students and they answer, and then you realize that they can handle this. They know how to do it. But when you use digital learning platform, our learning analytics system tests them all the time, but they don't know. They just play our games. And that's the best part. They are excited, but they don't know that we are testing. And teachers follow learning analytics all the time. So you get all data. You get all data from individual students. So you know, do they already have those math skills? What have you been teaching or what have you been practicing? And that's the nice part. Then the last approach of Finland Math is problem solving. And I think this is more and more important in the future. We need to raise problem solvers. We still have a lot of things, a lot of students who learn just, they rote learn. Rote learn means that you just repeat 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4. And you need that skill. But the main thing is what happens when you go to school, when you go for shopping. You are 10 years old, you go for shopping. Can you use that math skill when you buy something? That's real life problem solving situation. And for example, we have integrated a lot of problem solving questions to our Finland Math concepts, because that's the main thing, how to implement those math skills in real life situation. And that's why word problems are really important, because then you really need to use your own brain and contemplate things and reflect and solve real life word problems. So that's really important part of Finland Math, and also really important part of Finnish education and Finnish pedagogy as well. So this was basically the main part of my presentation here today. Short introduction of Finland Math and Finland Math pedagogy, and also our digital learning platform, where you can implement, or where you can test Finland Math. Just a couple of things about Finland Math, what it's for different target groups. For example, for students, Finland Math means that, the easiest way to use Finland Math is to use our digital platform. So kids play as a part of the math lesson. They play different learning games. It's part of the curriculum. So it's the same exercises that they have in their math book, but we have gamified them. They are different games. So you can imagine if kids can choose, do I want to play Finland Math games, or do I want to use exercise book? It's quite easy to say what they choose, because we have done this test so many times. But we don't say that you shouldn't use exercise book at all. We say that once a week, it's good to use Finland Math or our Eduten platform. And the other lessons, it's good to use exercise book. That's how we do in Finland. So normally schools have 4 math lessons per week. 3 times they use exercise book, and once a week they use our Eduten platform. And for teachers, I already explained, it just makes your life easier because we have automated many things. You don't need to do paperwork. No reporting for parents because it's automated. No exercise correction because it's automated. And also you get individual data. What is the good part that you can see? That's something that you cannot see if you only use exercise book. And of course, parents, especially if their kids struggle with learning mathematics. We have a lot of research results how we can reduce math anxiety. So you can imagine when students play learning games, it's something exciting. They don't even realize how much they do hard work and how much they learn and doing things that are normally difficult for them. And then if you're a school leader, you can all the time see how different classes are performing, and you can compare them to each other. And also teachers can compare them to each other. This class is doing that well, and this is not doing. How could we improve that class? And of course, I already explained about the research results, improved test results. But last thing is that if you want a pilot, we offer these pilots together with our home university, University of Turku, Finland. So we offer this 4 weeks free pilot where we will give you teacher training, and then you can try Finland Math on our Eduten platform with your students, and then we will write you an academic report. How well did you do? This is what students can see. They can see how many trophies they have achieved. So this is the way how we motivate them. Every lesson when they use Eduten and Finland Math, minimum is to get bronze trophy. And when they achieve this, we know that they have done 8 times more exercises comparing if they only use exercise book. Here is our AI, so they can practice different skills. So if they are struggling here, if they are missing some skills, they get extra exercise here in order to achieve that skill or learn that skill. And then here are different lessons. And if I open here some lesson, I can show a couple of different exercises. Here, choose the greatest. You need to choose the biggest one. And this is how this game works, for example. And if you make a mistake, I talk about growth mindset. You make a mistake, you choose again, and then. And there is the progress bar. When you have done all the exercises, then you get instant feedback. I only got 6 out of 30 because I didn't finish all of them. And you can see the progress bar. How far are you from bronze trophy? And then you go to the next one. I just show you a couple of different
Can you show something more sophisticated? Because as far as I know, this is like for the small children, something for the older
content. Yeah. There's 200,000 exercises here. If I had more time, I could do that. Here is you drive this car and find the right answer. I can try to find some exercises. You mean like 7th or 8th grade?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, let's have a look at 7th grade. If I can find here 7th grade exercises. They are something like this. And then they have some games as well. So all the lessons, there are different games. And then you need to find the right answer for this one. So there are more traditional exercises, but this all based on Finnish pedagogy. So all the different exercises are from there. And then there are like word problems that you need to choose. And then we take the teacher side. So teacher sees a lot of analytics here. He or she, for example, here you can see if those students hasn't finished their homework. So you can see easily who hasn't do that. You can see student diligence, you can see here different analytics. I don't have that much analytics here. Then you can see all the skills, for example, if someone is lacking with skills, and a lot of other information about analytics as well. So this is pretty much just in a nutshell our platform. Really easy to use, and we give comprehensive teacher training if you want to test it. Okay,